Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, oh feel me. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and heal me, oh heal me. Thinking about the love we're making and a life we're sharing. Come and feel me, oh feel me. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, come on heal me.
जो तू भी मेरा मेरा तेरा जो इकरार हुआ तो क्यों ना मैं भी कह दूं हुआ मुझे भी प्यार हुआ
तेरा होने लगा हूँ होने लगा हूँ जब से मिला पहले भी रातों में अक्सर ही चाहत के हाँ सपने संजोता था पहले भी धड़कन ये धुन कोई गाती थी पर अब जो होता है वो पहले न होता था
हुआ है तुझे जो भी मुझे भी इस बार क्यों ना मैं भी कह दूं हुआ मुझे भी प्यार हुआ
तेरा होने लगा हूँ खोने लगा हूँ जब से मिला हूँ तेरा होने लगा आँखों से छू लूं के बाहें तरसती हैं दिल ने पुकारा है हाँ अब तो चले आओ आओ के शबनम की बूंदें बरसती हैं मौसम इशारा है हाँ अब तो चले आओ
बाहों में डाले बाहें बाहों का जैसे हार हुआ हमारा मैंने माना हुआ मुझे भी प्यार हुआ
तेरा होने लगा हूँ खोने लगा हूँ जब से मिला हूँ तेरा
Come and feel me, oh feel me. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and heal me, oh heal me. Thinking about the love we're making and a life we're sharing. Come and feel me, oh feel me. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, come on heal me.
Welcome to Indian Language Program brought to you by Greater India Radio on Digital 2000 every day of the week. Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Malayalam on Mondays, UIA Program on Tuesdays, Sindhi language on Wednesdays, Telugu on Thursdays, Hindi on Fridays, Punjabi language on Saturdays, and Hindu Council program on Sundays. For more information about Greater India Radio, please visit our website www.greaterindia.com.au. Today's program is proudly brought to you by United Indian Associations, and your presenter for today is Sumati Advani. I also have in the studio today, listeners, two guests, Pallavi Sinha. Welcome to our radio program. And should I call you Pallavi Sinha Ketkar?
Pallavi is fine, Sumati ji.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and a warm hello to you and your listeners.
Thank you, Pallavi. And once again, we are lucky to have Kedar here with us. Kedar, welcome back to our studio.
It's my pleasure, Suniti ji. Thank you.
We will be starting with some very important topics. And first of all, I'd like to introduce Pallavi to you. Pallavi Sinha is a lawyer, accredited mediator and counselor. She was recently unanimously elected as chairperson of Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, Sumati ji.
Pallavi is also on the Multicultural March Advisory Board and the Transcultural Mental Health Committee. In 2012, she won an award for community service, and she is also the convener of a subcontinent special interest group at the Migration Institute of Australia. Pallavi has written about several community issues. I'm sure you have read her articles in all the Indian newspapers. She writes extremely well and very relevant and really hits the nail on the head. And she has written about Indian culture. And most of all, she is passionate about social justice. So I think I would first of all like to once again congratulate you on your election as the chairperson of the Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners are wondering, what is this association and what does it do? So could you possibly tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, thank you very much, Sumati ji, for the congratulations. It's both a pleasure and privilege for me to be able to serve as chairperson of the Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. I'll call it IWS for short. IWS is a peak advocacy, information, referral and research body which represents ideas and issues of immigrant and refugee women in New South Wales. IWS also undertakes community development projects and provides direct services in areas such as domestic violence, employment, education and training. And its office is actually located in Harris Park on Albion Street, about one street away from the popular Wigram Street in Harris Park, where many people and many of your listeners probably go to Indian restaurants.
Oh, that's very good. That's a very good location for the Indian community. And as you said, it is the hub for the Indians, whether they live there or they visit there. I'm sure with all the restaurants and the Indian shops, etc. in Harris Park, I think it's a very good location that you're at.
Yes, it is indeed. And one of the things I would like to do as chairperson is to actually set up a subcontinent women's subcommittee so that particular issues that are relevant to the Indian subcontinent and broader parts of the subcontinent such as Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, etc. are also addressed through this organisation.
Yes, I think it's really good because there are certain nuances in every community, certain things that can be missed in the overall picture, and to have that cultural understanding and to have people being able to walk in and talk to somebody of their own community, I think they're probably a little bit more at ease. Sometimes there's a language problem, there's sometimes just an understanding of where they're coming from. So I think that's a very great initiative of yours. How are you going to go about setting up this committee?
Well, we have a management committee who I serve as part of, and each one of them is from a different background. So, for example, I'm from the Indian subcontinent, there's someone from a Spanish South American background, there's someone from a Korean background. But in terms of how we'll establish this, what we'll do is speak to the members and reach out to them and let them know that we're going to set up this subcommittee and perhaps hold some meetings in the Harris Park office, which would be quite opportune since a lot of Indians and Indian subcontinent people live around there. And of interest to your listeners may also be that one of the domestic violence project officers at the Harris Park office is of a Sri Lankan background.
Okay.
And she is somewhat familiar with issues faced by women from the subcontinent.
I think domestic violence, which is also known as intimate partner violence, is a form of violence that occurs within any relationship. It's not just between husband and wife, it's also between, maybe a mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, or there's brothers and sisters, or a child against a parent. So I think domestic violence is quite wide. It's got a lot of social, physical and emotional impact. And for many people, it's hard to believe that it happens in their own community. People generally don't want to talk about it. So I think it's really important, this particular aspect. If you could maybe tell us a little bit more about that part as to how the IWS, Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association, helps in that area.
Absolutely. I think the points you raise are very good and very important, because domestic violence, or family violence, or other names, as you've mentioned, as it can be referred to, is a topic that sometimes either is taboo or may not be sort of commonly spoken about, and women may not feel confident or feel free to speak about it. And the IWS provides a venue for them to, if somebody is actually suffering from domestic violence or family violence, which could be in any form. It doesn't have to be just physical, it could be verbal, it could be sexual, it could be psychological, emotional, mental, and so on and so forth. They can actually come to the IWS office and speak to a project officer there if they think that they've been a victim of domestic violence, and the project officer will take a case management approach to actually work through the issues that they're suffering and try to help them through that, particularly in situations like that. Particularly if it's of a severely violent nature, a woman will need to seek refuge, and the project officers there can help them to find accommodation, or they may need assistance to obtain Centrelink benefits, or so on and so forth.
I think there's an important point that I would like to reiterate for our listeners, that United Indian Associations is accredited with the Indian High Commission, the Indian government, to assist in cases of deserted wives, and in the case of domestic violence. The Indian government provides very limited financial help, but it's better than nothing. And this financial help is channeled through United Indian Associations. So it would be very useful for organizations like yourself to contact us if you find someone of Indian origin who has been affected, and we may be able to put in their application and try and get them some financial help. So, I think that would be quite an important part where we could work together to help the people who are affected. Yeah?
Absolutely. I'm very pleased to know that, and IWS would be certainly very interested in collaborating with UIA in that regard.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can go to a song now, and then we will come back and discuss some more about IWS. You are listening to United Indian Associations program brought to you by Greater India Radio on Digital 2000 every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Today's presenter is Sumati Advani, and the guests in our studio today is Pallavi Sinha and Kedarji. Pallavi, we were talking about the Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. I think it's a very important association, and I'm sure a lot of the Indian community who are resident here don't know much about it. Could you tell us a little bit more about it as to how people can join this association?
Sure. In terms of joining the association, membership is open to individuals and to organisations, and we make sure that membership fees are not very high, or if someone is unwaged, they are entitled to free membership. Information about membership can be obtained from the website, and that is www.speakout.org.au. So one more time again, that's www.speakout.org.au. And there is an online membership form available there, or you could also call the office on their phone number of 9635 8022. That's 9635 8022. And Sumati Ji has also told me that she'll make sure these details are available on the Greater India website after the show today.
Yes, we will definitely put it onto our website and on our Facebook as well for the Greater India Radio, so that people can access that information. Pallavi, just one more question is, what sort of events do you have where people can attend? What times are they held?
Okay, in terms of this year, just to give you a brief summary of some of the highlights, there was a soapbox festival in Parramatta Town Hall, and this was a festival where migrant women and refugee women spoke out about stories they've had when they've come here as a migrant, issues, problems they've faced. And there are also community organisations and representatives speaking there to give the community information about services that they can access. And that festival is an inaugural event. It will be repeated again probably in March in 2013 in the same venue. Another big event we had this year was a Migrant Women Workers Forum, and that was giving women who are on temporary visas the opportunity to speak about problems they're facing and to try and find constructive solutions for those problems. Next year we will probably have a symposium or a forum again, and I'd like to see it particularly also targeting areas such as anti-discrimination and harassment, which I hear a lot of women face, and there is actually federal legislation that's been proposed in this area.
I think there is a lot of harassment in the workplace, and in the big organizations people are trained and inducted and explained that, look, if you do undergo harassment, this is a number you can call, you can talk to your manager, and there are systems in place. But in small business where you are working on a one-to-one, I think women probably don't understand that some things are just not acceptable, and they are allowed to speak out and say no. So I think it's really good to know that the events that you are providing are actually providing a networking platform. So it's not necessary for people who are only in trouble to come to it. I think it is good for new migrants to just attend these events anyway, because it will be a great opportunity for them to network and to learn about all these facilities that are available to them.
That's exactly right. And although this is an organisation that's focused on women, that Soapbox Festival, for example, at Parramatta Town Hall, it's always welcome, both genders, both men and women, and they can both have the opportunity there to learn about services in their local area, or just about the ability to speak out and how to develop confidence and assertiveness to be able to stand up for an individual's rights.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point. Again, I think we should probably remind our listeners that yes, these facilities are available for women who are in trouble, but it's more important that women who are not in trouble also go there, so that they can benefit from the facilities that are there, and that will give them a little more confidence, and they can find out a little more information about job networks, and it's just a whole wide variety of information that can be provided. So yeah, I think the word there, speak out, says it all. So
that's true, Suniti ji. I think it's very important that any individual who's got that, who's been harassed or has this domestic violence, I think they should speak out. Pallavi, fantastic job. You're doing a great job. I had a question for you. The office in Harris Park, is it a full-time office, like 9 to 5, and you've got an officer there all the time?
Yes, that's right. It is a full-time office. It's open 9 to 5 from Monday to Friday. It is limited funding, but there are officers there on a full-time basis. There are 3 project officers, an administrative officer and a communications officer and a policy officer. So there should be always someone on hand to assist if someone comes to the office or if they call in or have a look at the website. There are a lot of resources available on the website as well.
Fantastic. Do they need to make an appointment, or they can rock in and
people can drop by? They
drop
don't
by?
necessarily
Yep.
have to make an appointment. It may be for their own benefit if they did make an appointment, so that they could make sure the relevant person they want to speak to is there, but there's no need to make an appointment.
Great, thank you.
Okay. How about we go to another song and then we'll come back and have some more talk on this.
How's mom and dad?
You are listening to Indian Language Program brought to you by United Indian Associations on Greater India Radio Digital 200 every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. For sponsorship and advertising inquiries, please email info@greaterindia.com.au. Today's presenter is Sumati Advani, and in the studio I have the pleasure of Pallavi, Sinha and Kedarji. Pallavi has been telling us some really important information about the Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. And Pallavi ji, can you tell us about what is the next event that you are planning?
Yes, thank you very much, Sumati ji. I'm very excited to let you know the next event that Immigrant Women Speak Out is planning to get involved with, and that is to participate in a global 1 billion person flash mob against sexual assault and rape.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And it's actually a very important area because statistics indicate that 1 in 5 women have experienced sexual violence in Australia. And it's really important to participate in campaigns that send a message out to the community that this is not acceptable and to say no to sexual assault and rape. And this flash mob is in the form of people participating in dancing. There's actually been a music song that's been selected in New York by the organisers, V-Day. They have set up a website. They've organised some dance moves. We had our first rehearsal last Friday.
Oh, that's wonderful. How can people join in?
That's right. Well, we will organise together proper rehearsals and get the information out. We've just started the beginning stages because the song was only released last week. But it's really an exciting and fun way for both men and women to participate in a social justice campaign against sexual assault and rape.
I think it's really good because, people think it's only the women who are working in this area, but there are a lot of men who are also, who also go through domestic violence. There are men who get beaten by their wives. So I think it is not just a gender issue. I think it is across the board. Even though I'll say that 90% is probably women who are the victims of the violence, but you do have 5 to 10% of men who are victims as well. And there are a lot of men who are quite happy to stand and say, look, this will not do. So I think this will be a great way to speak out to the world. 1 billion people in a coordinated flash mob around the world to speak out and say no.
That's right. And it's also a fun way because everything's not always just about, say, a serious forum where everyone has to sit down and listen to speeches. We want people to be able to participate and let their creative juices out and have some fun while talking about a social justice issue at the same time.
That's right.
It's most likely going to be congregated and organised in a venue in the city. But we will certainly be disseminating information, and I'll make sure that information is passed on through networks such as this radio program or Indian community newspapers and the like, Indian community television programs and
Yes.
so on and so forth.
Would you like to tell us about your website address again? Because I'm sure people, after listening to this program, would want to get some more information and log on to the website. So if you can give us your website address and the phone numbers to contact again.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much, Sumati ji. So the website is www.speakout.org.au. Immigrant Women Speak Out Association also has a Facebook page, which is Immigrant Women Speak Out Association, and they also have a Twitter account for the Twitter fans out there, IWSA Women. And finally, the phone number is 9635 8022. And all these details will be put up on the Greater Union website, Greater India website,
Yes.
Not the movie channel, Greater India website after the show today.
Yes, we will. And once again, I congratulate you on being elected unanimously as the chairperson. It is very good for us as a community, a matter of great pride that we have a person of Indian origin who is going to be there, and there's going to be this subcommittee which will deal with specific issues on the subcontinent. So I congratulate you on that, and I look forward to having you back in the studio when you had time to settle in and have some more programs up, and we can have another chat on this. So please do stay with us, and I'd now like to bring Kedarji in the front. He has been sitting there while we two have been chatting away, and he's been enjoying our discussions, I'm sure. Kedarji?
Very, very interesting.
I think Kedarji doesn't need too much of an introduction. I have already introduced him at our last program, and he is well-known, person in our Indian community. A lot of people know you as being a very wonderful singer, and even just last Saturday when we had our Global Women's Network program, you were really good to have come out there and entertain the audience with your wonderful singing. So I understand that you have now made a CD of your songs.
Well, it's in the making process.
Okay.
So we, as you know, my sister Shobha, she's a very good singer as well.
Yes.
So we plan to record 10 love duets.
Okay.
By different singers. They're all old songs. I really love old songs.
Yes.
There's fantastic melody. There's some music there. So it'll be coming perhaps early next year. Recording takes a lot of time as well.
Yes, I think
it's not as easy as just going and singing. It is first time I've done this, and it's quite painstaking. And I might as well let you know that it's been recorded by a very, very versatile, well-known recording artist, music director, Mr. Kiran Pradhan, who has a fantastic ear for music, and he is a perfectionist in relation to the output. So that's been a great help.
Yep.
And so
what made you want to make your own CD? What was it that inspired you to do something like this?
Well, I've always loved music.
Yes.
And I just, Shobha and myself, one day we said, why not? If we can, make a record. And there's a lot of friends as well who said, yeah, that'd be fantastic, And of course, we're not competing with, Mukesh or Hemanda or or the top singers. We can't replace them. But it was just a passion, something that was in me right from many, many, many years, when I was growing up as well.
I think there is a saying that imitation is the best form of compliment. So I think if you do sing the songs of Hemanda and, the people who are, really, really good, you are paying them a compliment by saying that, you were so good that I'm going to try to be somewhere near you.
Exactly. And, and then that's I really love Hemant. I love all the other singers as well. And the thing here is, I'm not trying to imitate Hemant Kumar. I can never be a Hemant Kumar.
Yes.
So if I can sing it in my own way and interpret that song in my own way, that gives me, satisfaction and especially when people ring up and say, you've sung well. I think that's the appreciation, which is, makes us happy.
Yes. How about we play one of the songs from your upcoming CD, and you'd like to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, look, I've just recorded this solo song, which is, I love romantic songs and soft songs.
Yep.
And as you're all aware, this song I've recorded, again, Kiranji has recorded this song, and it's from the movie Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, and it's a beautiful song, and I'm sure, I hope your listeners enjoy it. And it's called Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, Tujh Mein Rab Dikhta Hai.
Arey wah. I wish somebody would tell me that, but never mind. Here we go. We'll just play the music and think that is being sung to us.
तू ही तो जन्नत मेरी, तू ही मेरा जुनून, तू ही तो मन्नत मेरी, तू ही रूह का सुकून, तू ही अखियों की ठंडक, तू ही दिल की है दस्तक, और कुछ ना जानू मैं, बस इतना ही जानू, तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा, मैं क्या करूं, तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा, मैं क्या करूं, सजदे सर झुकता है यारा, मैं क्या करूं, तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. कैसी है ये दूरी, कैसी मजबूरी, मैंने नजरों से तुझे छू लिया. हो कभी तेरी खुशबू, कभी तेरी बातें, बिन मांगे ये जहां पा लिया. तू ही दिल की है रौनक, तू ही जन्मों की दौलत, और कुछ ना जानू, बस इतना ही जानू. तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. रब ने बना दी जोड़ी, हाय. छम छम आए मुझे तरसाए, तेरा साया छेड़ के चूमता. तुझ मुस्काए, तुझ शर्माए, जैसे मेरा है खुदा झूमता. तू ही मेरी है बरकत, तू ही मेरी इबादत, और कुछ ना जानू, बस इतना ही जानू. तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं. रब ने बना दी जोड़ी,
That was an amazing song, Kedarji. Really, really good. And I can't believe that this has been recorded in Sydney. To think of such talent that we have here in Sydney, both from the singing point of view as well as from the recording point of view, to make a CD. I really think we are waiting for all the balance of your songs to come as well. So
Thank you very much.
yeah. And Kedarji, just as we were talking, you did mention that Shobha, your sister, Shobha Englishwar, who we have heard in many, many functions, and she's always invited to sing all the inaugural songs, particularly the prayer songs, and she has a melodious voice. She has also participated in this CD making?
Yes, actually, we sat together and said, look, I mean, why not make a love duet CD, which, you know, we selected the songs, and I tell you what, a lot of people really love the old songs, and that's what I've discovered. I mean, I love old songs as well,
Yep.
and they want to hear new voices, you know, so yeah, so we are actually really recording the 10 love duets.
Yep.
And I might even let you hear one of our duets, which is already done.
Yep.
So we still have another 6 or 7 to go.
How did Shobhaji, she's younger than you, I think. How did she develop the love of music? What was it? Where did you do your training?
Well, the love of music started when we were young.
Yep.
Dad was a very good singer.
Okay.
He was, I don't know if you know Bhimshim Joshi and Mallikarjun Mansoor. They were, Karnataka classical singers, and Dad wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
But my grandfather, being a pandit or a priest, a shastri, he said, no, this is not for you. But Dad, however, was always singing in our house and singing all the old songs, so much so that we know KL Saigal, C.H. Atma. Even now, it's in our mind. We'll never forget that.
That's right.
And that's where the inspiration started. And couple of my elder sisters, they were very good singers. So that sort of atmosphere was always there in our house when we were growing up. And that's why, we know all the old songs. And Shobha also had, she also got inspired by that. But I suppose when she came here, after she saw I was doing this, I think she started getting inspiration.
I think a little bit of competition between brother and sister is always good, I think.
Oh, yes, always good. And, it's always good. And we blend together very, very well in relation to duets.
To the duets.
Yeah. So.
I think collaboration and competition is really good. And let's have a listen to your next song with Shobhaji.
Yes, this is a Hemant duet. And it's, again, a very romantic song, Tumhe Yaad Hoga.
Let's listen to that.
तुम्हें याद होगा कभी हम मिले थे, तुम्हें याद होगा कभी हम मिले थे, मोहब्बत की राहों में मिलके चले थे।
भुला दो मोहब्बत में हम तुम मिले थे, सपना ही समझो के मिलके चले थे। भुला दो मोहब्बत में हम तुम मिले थे।
डूबा हो गम की गहराइयों में, सहारा है यादों का तन्हाइयों में। डूबा हो गम की गहराइयों में, सहारा है यादों का तन्हाइयों में, सहारा है यादों का तन्हाइयों में। तुम्हें याद होगा कभी हम मिले थे।
अगर जिंदगी हो अपने ही बस में, तुम्हारी कसम हम न भूले वो कसमें। अगर जिंदगी हो अपने ही बस में, तुम्हारी कसम हम न भूले वो कसमें। तुम्हारी कसम हम न भूले वो कसमें।
तुम्हें याद होगा कभी हम मिले थे, मोहब्बत की राहों में मिलके चले थे।
भुला दो मोहब्बत में हम तुम मिले थे, सपना ही समझो के मिलके चले थे।
तुम्हें याद होगा कभी हम मिले थे
You are listening to Indian Language Program brought to you on Greater India Radio Digital 2000 every day of the week. Today's program is brought to you by United Indian Associations, and this wonderful song that you have been listening to has been locally produced in Sydney. So we have the artist Kedarji with us, and Kedarji, I was totally lost in the music, the sound, and if I shut my eyes, I would not realize it was not Hemantji singing. I must congratulate you. It was just wonderful.
Absolutely, Kedarji. That was, your voice is beautiful and so melodic, and especially also your sister as well, Shobaji. What a combination. Please tell us, when would people be able to get this CD? I'm sure people will be racing out to the streets to buy a copy if they could.
Well, you'll be the first to know, Pallavi and Sunitiji, on this. As you're aware, your radio station is the first that we have just given a bit of a sample of what's to come.
So we are the first to hear this.
Yes.
We are the first to hear it.
Yes, and it's my privilege that your listeners are also listening to this on your radio station.
Thank you so much. I think this radio station loves to have a lot of firsts, and I'm sure we will put this up as well. Please do let us know when the CD is going to be out, and we would love to advertise it on our website. I really congratulate you. The first taste of the album is so good. We can't wait for the balance of it. So congratulations. Listeners, unfortunately, time is flying. We've had some really useful information today from Pallavi ji about the Immigrant Women's Speak Out Association. And we also have had Kedarji, who has told us about his love for music, music that we have all enjoyed for many, many years in so many of the functions. And now we will be able to have our own special CD that we can play as and when we need to. So I think I congratulate you both on that. And Pallavi ji, just for our listeners, I know I've asked you to say that a couple of times, but can you please repeat the website and the phone number for the Immigrant Women Speak Out Association?
Sure. The website is www.speakout.org.au, and the phone number is 9635 8022. And Sumitiji, I'd really like to thank you very much. You've run this program very professionally and very well, and on behalf of Immigrant Women Speak Out Association, I'd like to extend a big thank you for giving us this opportunity to spread information about what we do. Big congratulations to yourself and the whole team at UIA for running such an excellent community radio program.
Thank you so much. We really look forward to your support, and particularly of our listeners who join us every day of the week. And we do hope that you will keep joining us, and if you have any comments, please do come and give us any ideas, constructive comments on our website, which is www.greaterindia.com.au. And I'd like to thank both of you again, and I look forward to you joining us in the radio station. And
Sumitiji, I'd also like to take this opportunity of thanking you and your UIA team, who really give your time, selfless time, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. And once again, Sumiti ji, for your professionalism, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And to all our listeners, we look forward to your company again next week. And this is Sumati Advani. Namaskar.
दिल मेरा बन जाना, देखा जब से उसको दिल मेरा बन जाना, ना जागा ना सोया दिल मेरा